And the Arctic North is heating up between world superpowers competing to have the largest and most powerful ships known as icebreakers. The United States is pondering how to compete with two adversaries while making sure the only two icebreakers they have on hand remain in operation. RT's Julie Veragis reports.
As the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Healy makes its way to California from Baltimore to be rebuilt after the icebreaker caught on fire in August, it's raising the question among top brass as to how the United States will compete with Russia and China in the Arctic. A changing climate has caused unprecedented amounts of ice melt in the Arctic Circle. That means new shipping lanes are emerging on Earth that the world's powers are scrambling to control. Back in May, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said the Arctic has, quote, become an arena for power and for competition. At a recent press conference, a Coast Guard official raised the alarm.
We sent a national security cutter to patrol that region in a ice-free, relatively ice-free portion of the season. And we stumbled upon a joint exercise, an Arctic exercise between Russia and China. And our intelligence community did not have awareness that this was going on. So we need to continue to invest in domain awareness.
The problem for the United States is that it only has two icebreakers, and the other working icebreaker is heading to the Antarctic. This while Russia has 40 icebreakers on hand. And China has only two icebreakers, like the United States. But with opening waterways, the Arctic looks like an attractive alternative for shipping Chinese-manufactured goods. That's why it drafted its Polar Silk Road plan. This, in addition to its Belt and Road Initiative, which more than 70 countries have signed on to. China also declared itself a, quote, near-Arctic country back in 2018.
There are only Arctic states and non-Arctic states. No third category exists, and claiming otherwise entitles China to exactly nothing.
The Trump administration has prioritized countering Russia and China's expanding influence in the Arctic. In June, Trump launched a multi-agency effort to craft a plan for developing a fleet of polar ice-hardened vessels and nuclear-powered icebreakers. In 2019, it started work on a new icebreaker, but it won't be ready for 4 years. Meantime, countries that aren't anywhere near the Arctic Circle are trying to get in on the game, and some of them have joined the United States in patrols and exercises. In December, Denmark proposed U.S. allies use surveillance in outer space to monitor the area. One retired U.S. Navy submarine officer and analyst with the Hudson Institute, Brian Clark, has said that that's not realistic. He has offered that the best way for the U.S. to monitor the region is to use commercially available satellites and deploy unmanned aerial surveillance. Clark says that no one has spent money on strictly polar imaging, and polar orbiting satellites offer a very short window of coverage. But he adds, that is until someone invests a lot of money in it. And money is what the U.S. appears prepared to spend as the military budget goes up year by year as it argues of increasing threats around the world. Reporting from Washington, Julie Veragis, RT.